Alright guys, so in my last video we tested a bunch of stuff on Amazon that was labeled as tactical, and for the most part it held up to the claims. We tested these two flashlights and a hammer thing. These flashlights were very, very impressive. They held up to most of the claims. You guys saw we froze them in a block of ice, put them in a deep fryer, all that stuff. Very impressive. After that video, I found out that the same company makes a lantern. Of course, they call this thing the tack lantern, and it's just like a lantern that you just pull up to turn it on and push it down to turn it off. It's got little things that you can hang it from somewhere. It's also magnetic, and it also has a little hook so you can like hang it upside down. We're not really worried about any of that. We're worried about the bold claims that they make with this thing. This has all the same claims pretty much, that it's ultra durable, heat resistant, water resistant. You can put it in a block of ice. They don't say that you can run it over. They make all kinds of claims, but whenever I got this thing in the mail, like, look at this. You see how flimsy this thing is? I could literally snap this thing in half with my hands if I wanted to. Seeing that kind of makes me feel like maybe it's not as good as the other stuff, and maybe it's not as good as they say it is. The first thing that we're going to be doing, in the commercial, they throw this thing into the back of a truck, and they show they say it's a heavy box. It was probably like empty, but they show something heavy falling in the back of the truck and hitting this thing, and it survives. Drop some heavy stuff on it and see how it holds up. Alright guys, so before we go any farther, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped is releasing their Ultra Premium Collection. This is a hair and skincare kit. So this is what comes in the kit. First, you get a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Now, this shampoo and conditioner is infused with coconut water, green tea, aloe vera, turmeric, and sage. So that has everything you need for your hair. Second, you get a body wash. This body wash is also infused with aloe vera and sea salt. So that way you get that perfect balance between cleaning and hydrating. Third, you get a hydrating body spray. This is kind of just like lotion. You spray it on, rub it in, good to go. Fourth, you get a bottle of deodorant. This is aluminum free, and this is also scented with the same scent that they use for the refined cologne, which smells very nice. And then last but not least, you get a free gift of lip balm. So, if you are interested in any of these products, you can click the link in the top of my description. You can use code TUBE and you will get 20% off plus free shipping. So we're going to be doing these drop tests with the thing closed, because according to the commercial, I don't know what this means, but apparently whenever the lid is closed, that means that it is in full armor mode. I guess they're considering the plastic to be like armor or something. I think first we just drop it from about waist height. That did not look very good. Still works. Head height. Alright, so, okay. That's not what you want to see. We lost one of our metal handles. That's no big deal. The base completely broke. That is not a good start. Okay. It still works. When do we consider it broken? Okay, the thing's not coming off. Technically, you could still use it as you wanted to. It's still attached to things. It's just cracked and missing a piece. I have two 4x4s that are, I don't know, maybe 4 feet. Let's just drop those on it. See how it handles that. Eee. We lost our handle thing again. Let me make sure maybe it didn't knock the battery loose or something. No, I think all the batteries are there. This ain't looking good. I thought maybe it can handle that or something. So you can't drop it. You can't drop anything on it. So far, I think this commercial was a big fat lie. Like, what would have died? Oh, look at that. What's going on here? The lid is now loose. So I guess there's like something inside that we might have knocked loose. Never mind. It's still working very, very badly, but it's still producing light. Let's put it on its side. Maybe the side will like take more of a impact. I don't think so. Now the back case is completely shattered. Although the light still might work. Oh, it still works. The light still works. No way. Oh, I think I did. Even though I can't slide it out anymore, because it's like all broken. This thing cannot take any impact like they said it could. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it apart. Well, that didn't work. So that's what's left of our lamp. First question was, is it as durable as they say it is? It's definitely not impact resistant, and you definitely can't drop it a whole lot. This one right here is already, this product is already proving to be a lie. Let's move on to some of the other claims. So it's a good thing that I bought like 5 of these for this video, because I had a feeling they probably weren't gonna be as durable as they said they were. So, next thing we're going to be testing is in the commercial, they showed this thing in a fish tank. And they say that you can run this thing fully submerged underwater, just like you could with the other stuff. Let's see. I don't have very high hopes for this. Oh, well, it floats. So that's interesting. My container isn't big enough. Oh, I thought there was smoke coming off of it, but this water, I just realized that whenever I got this from the sink, it's hot water. So yeah, this thing feels full of water. Oh, now it sinks. Nice. Let's turn it upside down. There we go. Now we're gonna fill up with water. Let me see if I can find a bigger. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let this sit right here, and I'm gonna try to find a bigger container so I can get the entire thing in there, and then we'll see if it stays on. All right. So I got another makeshift container that should be able to hold the entire thing. Fill up with water and sink. I don't think that top part's going to fill with water. It is full of water. How come it's not sinking? How about a 2.5 pound weight? Alright, so we will come back in, let's say, 30 minutes. See if it's still working. Alright, so it's actually been more than 30 minutes. It's been about an hour. And obviously it's still working. You can see this thing. Well, actually, why don't I just do this? Oh, look at that. The batteries are indeed wet. So now you can see that this thing is, even the inside of the lantern where the LEDs are is completely, well, it's not completely full now, but it was pretty full. And it continues to work. I need to freeze this into a block of ice. Obviously it needs to be, extended, but the batteries are not going to last 24 hours or however long this thing's going to take to freeze. So let's take the batteries out. We'll just dump this back in the water. All right, and then now I'm going to carve out some room in my freezer. We'll freeze this into a block, and we'll see if it survives. All right, the block has finally frozen. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here in relatively one piece. This one's not going to be as easy as the other one, it doesn't seem like. I was hoping that it would just kind of fall right out. Jeez. It doesn't even seem to be helping. Alright, there we go. Now it's got to be. There we go. Jeez. I did not think that was going to be that difficult. So there we have our lantern over here on this side. And then that weight is frozen in there because the lantern would not stay down in there, so I had to freeze them both. So let's bust this thing out of here. I think this is the perfect job for our electric camera. I forgot what it's like to use this thing. Alright, so looks like we've got everything separated. We lost one of our little handle pieces. Ooh, that does not look good at all. The whole outside case is like expanded and busted. That is not what we want to see. And something tells me that this is not going to work, and that the commercial might have been a lie again. Oh, I don't even know if I'm going to get this thing off. I think I'm going to have to probably almost melt this thing off. I don't think it's frozen on here. I think what's happened is, I think the base has expanded so much that it's like pressing out against this cap. I think that's why I can't get it open. Maybe I can break the cap off or something? Well, I mean, I was gonna say as long as I only break the cap and not this thing, but this thing is like bulging out, so I don't think there's much that I can screw up here. Okay, I thought that would have broke by now. Maybe we'll thaw it out some more. I mean, how frozen can this thing be? I'm literally melting the plastic. I think I'm just gonna have to hit it really, really hard. Oh, that might have done it. Oh. Oh, it was frozen. If this works after all this, I'm gonna be so impressed. I should probably just melt it with the heat gun. Alright, I think I might be able to get the rest of this out. Alright, all the ice is out. Now I've got 3 batteries. I'm going to be so impressed if this thing lights up. 2 batteries. Moment of truth. No way. Are you kidding me? After all... Oh. What was that? I was about to be really impressed. It worked for like... No, that's not what I wanted. What was that, like 10 seconds that it worked? I'm going to sit this thing off somewhere and let it thaw out. And then we'll re-put the batteries back in it after all of the ice thaws out of it. And then we'll see what happens. While the other lantern is thawing out, the other claim that they make is that this thing is heat resistant. Now, they don't make the same claims as the other things. They don't say that you can put it in boiling water or in the deep fryer or anything like that. But in the commercial, what they do portray is that it can survive like a campfire is kind of what they're trying to portray. Except for in the commercial, they have like a campfire here, and then they have this thing sitting next to the campfire, and then they like grab it away from the campfire that it's not even in, and they're like, oh, it's heat resistant, blah, 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 look at it. And they open it and show that it works and that it's heat resistant even though it's not in the fire, it's just like next to it or something. So, I don't know exactly what they're trying to show, but we have, obviously, the space heater. We're going to turn this thing on and set this in front of this heater, turn it on high, and we're going to see how long it lasts. It's about 120-ish. So we'll let this sit here. We'll see how long it lasts. Alright, so right here around this middle part, I'm getting a reading of about 336 degrees, which is pretty hot. Although I don't think this is going to be hot enough to really do anything. We might have to move it closer. Yeah, let's move it about right. Oh, now we're already up to like 475-ish. All right, I think that's more realistic to sitting next to a campfire. Okay, so the plastic is melting on this side. See if I can turn this around for you. You can see that no, I can't take the batteries out. Okay, well, never mind. I don't know if you can see it because of the bright light. But the whole front side of it is melting, sitting at still about 485. I don't think the light is going to last long. Oh no, it's starting to collapse. I'm gonna pull this thing away just a little bit. Oh no. Oh, there it goes. It's still working though somehow. I don't want it to fall into the heater. How is this still working? It's literally melted in half, falling over and collapsing on itself. I can see in here, I can see the raw LED just like melting into the plastic, and it's still working. I need to tilt this thing forward just a little bit so it doesn't melt into the... I'm shocked. How is this thing still working? The whole thing is like melting in on itself. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. This thing is like, the top is about to fall off this thing. And it looks like there might be wires attached to the top. I assume that maybe if the top falls off, maybe the wires will disconnect. As of now, it's completely melted to pieces and still going. I never expected this. I had a feeling maybe it would get hot and maybe it would melt, but like, I didn't know that it would go through all of this and then the light would still be working. Now, obviously, this thing is not like functional anymore. You can't turn it on and off or like use it how it's designed, but the light still works. So that's pretty crazy. I'm gonna let it sit until, I guess, until the light goes off or until about like the 30-minute mark. I think we'll probably call it there. But as of right now, the heat-resistant claims seem to be, it seems to live up to the claims. Oh, well, that's it. The light finally went out. Oh, sorry. I thought you were dead. No, maybe it just had one little last flicker of life. So that's like roughly almost 30-ish minutes, maybe like 25. I haven't been keeping exact time, but somewhere around there. There'll be a timer on the screen somewhere. So that is crazy. Now you can kind of see, kind of get a better look at this. So you can see the whole front of this thing. I don't want to touch that, it's going to be really hot. All of this plastic, everything is like just completely melted off this thing. As much as I don't really want to admit it, it lives up to the heat resistant claims. That's definitely heat resistant. I thought that thing was going to die way faster. I figured that the wires would melt and it would quit working within like just a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes max. I did not think that it would be able to get to this melted of a state and still work. So that's pretty crazy. Alright, so this is our, this is the one that was frozen in the water. It is mostly thawed out. I put it over by a heater so that it could thaw out, and it's probably 90% thawed out at least. So maybe we can see if maybe some life has come back into it. I think the heater might have been a little bit too warm. Wow, really? Let's take that off. Oh, there's a wire that's snapped. Hold on a minute. We might be able to do this. The wire just disconnected. So everything still functions. One of the wires just got disconnected from the ice. So it looks like where this ice, oh, what? Actually, I just pulled them both off. Okay. Anyway, so it looks like this ice block just like expanded and it just separated the wires. So other than that, if that one small thing wouldn't have happened, this entire thing would have worked. I'm so impressed that, wow, I put these things on backwards. This thing was able to fill up with water, be frozen completely solid, and then the LEDs still function. That part is crazy to me. And the only failure point is just the wire disconnecting from the power source. That honestly kind of blows my mind. That's pretty crazy. This next test is just it's just something that I want to test just for myself. So we have Gary here, obviously, and what I want to know is, since this is the tack lantern, it's supposed to be tactical, can you actually do anything tactical with it? So let's say like you were just walking and then an attacker came, you needed to hit them with something. Wow, almost already just broke the handle off. Can it withstand that? Or is it just going to shatter? Is it going to do any damage? Is the light still going to work? You know what's going to happen. So, let's just open it up. Gary's going to be our attacker. We're just going to assume that, you know, you're just walking, la-di-da. think the answer is no. So, after all that, this light, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I expected it to just be, you know, complete and utter trash, but it actually isn't horrible, and especially like with the heat test, it holds up to some of the claims. Not quite as durable as those other two lights that we tested in the last video, but overall not too bad. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.